Gavi cross in! Oh, and it's 2-1 to Barcelona, and Gavi gets the finish.
Gavi, the young and talented midfielder for FC Barcelona, is a rising star in the world of football. With his incredible skills and relentless determination, he has quickly made a name for himself and captured the hearts of soccer fans around the world. Let's dive into Gavi's background and amateur career. Pablo Martín Páez Gavira was born on the 5th of August 2004 in Los Palacios y Vilafranca, a town located in Seville, Spain. He now stands at 1.73 meters and weighs 70 kilograms. Gavi was just 6 years old when he began his football career at LaLiga Bonlampe in his hometown, and later moved on to Real Betis Youth Academy, where he spent 2 years. And get this, after scoring an astounding 95 goals for the youth team, many big Spanish clubs including Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, and Villarreal were after his signature. But Gavi's heart was set on the Catalan Giants. Let's briefly talk about his club career now. In 2015, at the height of the Neymar, Suarez, and Messi era, Gavi signed for Barcelona, and his journey to professional football would start at the famed La Masia Academy. And in September 2020, he signed his first professional contract with the Catalan club. His first contract was worth about 100,000 euros annually, but that's nothing compared to his second contract. But we'll talk about that shortly. In the 2020-2021 season, he made 2 appearances for the B-side before Ronald Koeman deemed him to be ready for the first team. Gavi made his debut on the 29th of August 2021 against Getafe. His next appearance would come on the 20th of September, where he would also score his first goal.
Brilliance! Individual brilliance from Gavi!
Making him the youngest scorer after Ansu Fati and Bojan Krkic. He tallied 2 goals and 6 assists for the season. Now, let's go over his international career. Just over a month later, Gavi received a surprise call-up to the senior Spanish national team by manager Luis Enrique. He made his debut in their UEFA Nations League semi-final win against Italy on the 6th of October, becoming the youngest player to ever represent Spain at a senior level. In the final against France on the 10th of October, Spain ultimately suffered a 2-1 defeat. But on the 5th of June 2022, he scored his first senior goal in the UEFA Nations League away match against the Czech Republic, becoming the youngest player to ever score representing Spain at the senior level. Gavi was also named in Spain's squad for the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar, in which he started all 4 matches. And with his goal against Costa Rica in Spain's first game of the tournament, Gavi became the 3rd youngest player behind Pelé and Manuel Rosas to score in a World Cup match. Now let's quickly talk about contracts and endorsements. Real quick, if you're liking this video, make sure to subscribe. We'll be covering every footballer just like this. In September of 2022, Gavi agreed to sign a new contract at Camp Nou until 2026 with a total value of 27.2 million euros. And that's not all. His contract extension includes a buyout clause of 1 billion euros, the joint highest in the world of football, along with teammates Pedri, Ansu Fati, Ronald Araujo, and Ferran Torres. His performances with Barca over the past few months means his place in Xavi's side is beyond question. His game has matured, he's now playing with the same fire, but with the number 6 on his back. The same number 6 a certain Spanish manager famously wore, another sign of just how much the club admires his talent. Gavi, along with FC Barcelona, are sponsored by Nike, and his boot of choice is the Phantom GT2, although they might not always be tied. Let's briefly talk about a moment that caused some waves in Gavi's career. Barca have been long optimistic about getting Gavi to agree to new terms, with his previous deal due to expire in 2023, but a series of factors held up this process. Players under the age of 18 in Spain cannot sign contracts for longer than 3 years, so Barca had to wait until Gavi turned 18 in August to be able to secure his services long-term. The club also needed to make salary space within the La Liga imposed spending limit to be able to register the new deal, and this is where things got tricky. When Gavi signed a contract extension in September until 2026, he was still registered as an academy player. The new deal included a clause that would allow him to leave as a free agent if Barca had not registered him as a first-team player by the 30th of June 2023. Barca could only change his status to that of a first-team player during a transfer window. By late January, they had not managed to do so, with LaLiga stating it could not be done as Barca were in breach of their salary limits. Just before the end of the January transfer window, Barca decided to seek a legal ruling, acting without LaLiga's knowledge, to try and force the competition body to register him as a first-team player. According to the court documents, when presenting their case, Barca claimed LaLiga's decision to reject Gavi was part of a harassment campaign against the club. Barca were successful in their legal bid. However, after an appeal, Gavi's first-team registration was cancelled. Remember his new contract with that eye-watering €1 billion release clause? Well, that became invalid, putting his contract back to that of his former deal. And that famous number 6 he received? He had to revert back to the number 30. The number change should be the least of Barca's worries. Let's talk about some of his accomplishments. In October of 2022, he received the Golden Boy and the Copa Awards, accolades given to the best performing players in Europe under the age of 21. Now let's take a little peek into his personal life. King Felipe VI was paying close attention to everything that happened at the World Cup in Qatar. The monarch was already photographed in the debut of Luis Enrique's men, but it seems that he's not the only one in the family interested in footballers. His daughter, Princess Leonor, is also closely following everything as she has a crush on Gavi. And proof of this is that she would have her school folder completely lined with photographs of him. The footballer also gave King Felipe a signed shirt, although the size was smaller than what His Majesty wears, which is why they've begun to speculate that it actually was for Leonor. Now, at this point, you people must be getting excited about his net worth. As mentioned before, he just signed a 4-year deal worth a total of €27.2 million, which ultimately was ruled out. But looking at his 30th of June contract expiry, and if Barcelona can't get their wage bill down, we could potentially see Gavi leave the Catalan Giants and put pen to paper to a hefty contract elsewhere. Having said that, his current net worth is a staggering €5 million. Thanks for watching.